After months of anticipation, Apple finally unveiled its latest offering in the mini tablet market. Mark New joins us live from outside the venue from earlier today in Silicon Valley. Mark, is this going to be another hit for Apple, or is it too late?
Well, we'll find out here. I'm outside the venue, and indeed, first of all, they did call it the iPad mini. But in typical Apple fashion, they brought out a few surprises, including refreshing an entire line of Mac products. At the historic California Theater in San Jose, Apple VP of Worldwide Marketing Phil Schiller unveiled the new tablet.
This is iPad mini.
iPad mini has a 7.9-inch screen. That's 0.9 inches bigger than its chief rival, Google's Nexus 7, which has been grabbing a bigger share of the tablet market. Apple claims the area of the screen is 67% larger than the Nexus 7 while surfing the web in landscape mode. Apple also touts the screen ratio being the same as the iPad 2, so developers' apps work exactly the same. Another shot at Android, which is more fragmented.
In fact, others have tried to make tablets small on the iPad, and they've failed miserably. In fact, the entire product, that Android product, is thicker and heavier than iPad mini, even though it has a smaller display.
The iPad mini is as thin as a pencil and the weight of a paper pad, but perhaps the biggest shock is the price. iPad mini's base model with 16 gigabytes comes in at $329, far pricier than the $199 for the Nexus 7 and Amazon's Kindle Fire.
At $329, they're kind of in between hurting the competition but still giving them some life, because that's a pretty big gap.
A big surprise was the arrival of the fourth generation of the regular-sized iPad. Lighter and faster with a new A6X chip, this new iPad comes only about 7 months since the last iPad was launched. CEO Tim Cook announced that Apple had sold 100 million iPads in just 2.5 years, and that 91% of all web traffic for tablets is through the iPad.
Why is iPad so phenomenally successful? Well, it turns out that there's a simple reason for this. People love their iPads.
Apple also refreshed its entire line of MacBook Pro laptops and introduced a new iMac all-in-one desktop that's 80% thinner than the previous version. The late founder Steve Jobs had famously said that 7-inch tablets were too big to compete with smartphones and too small to compete with the iPad. Obviously, the thinking has changed since Jobs' passing. Phil.
All right, so the 7.9-inch, what's called the mini iPad, is obviously smaller than the original iPad, but much bigger than the Nexus and also the Kindle Fire and so many other Samsung models. And the question everyone is asking is, well, why didn't they come out with this earlier? And I think we know the answer to that, but the second half of that answer is it too late, Mark?
Well, it's interesting. I spoke with Bob O'Donnell of IDC, and he said that, you remember the price of the Nexus 7 and the Kindle Fire, $199. He said that if it were priced at $249, it probably would have killed the competition. If it was $299, it would have hurt the competition, and $349, it would have left it with some opportunity. It came in at $329, so it's kind of anybody's guess whether people are really going to shell out the extra bucks to pay for the Apple name, and especially the Apple experience that is being touted here, and that is that it is the same dimensions and same ratio as the previous iPad, so you're going to have all those apps working flawlessly according to Apple, and that's a sort of a shot at Android, which in Apple's words is just an upscaled version or a larger version of the mobile applications. So that's what they're selling, the Apple experience at a higher price. Phil.
All right, maybe we'll get it for your Christmas, Mark. I know you've had a long day outside the venue there. Thank you very much. We're going to have more analysis on this.